cost as much as all that. I only cost each person $2 a year.
But they own everything. And
Surely
they
you
make,
can afford $2 a year to support your queen.
It's not about the money. She has all the power.
Yes.
She owns all the shit. I mean, she owns anything worth owning. Mm-hmm. And she's the one that controls the rents in London.
She's like the richest woman in the world.
Yeah, I mean, she is the one who worked this credit derivative scam. I mean, those people work for her.
Yes.
And that's why she needs to write us a check.
Yes, she
If
does.
she wants us to distribute our information in a kind light. Mm-hmm. And this is actually how most of the rackets go down in the world. It's like a gentleman's agreement between a group or two people or a group of people to just barter, tit for tat, bribes and blackmail and all that. Which is why they have to have drugs in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they'd never get anything done.
Every chemical that man makes and exploits is bad for you. We haven't evolved to deal with it. Okay, so the same drill with the tomatoes. If you don't want salad that's very juicy, if you want something that's a little bit more firm, then you can core the tomatoes, take the seeds and the juice out. But I like all that nutrition. You know, I don't mind if it's a little soupy. I can always get a slotted spoon and drain off some of the juice.
Or you can just use your hands.
Before I serve it. Well, it's mainly just it makes it messy.
Well, what do the Israelis do?
Some of them probably core it. But, you know, in hard times, nobody's throwing away them seeds. Everybody's eating that juice. You know?
Especially if you need the liquid, the water, it's trapped in there.
Mm-hmm. This is a luxury of good times.
Yeah, I think that's actually like one of the advantages to our show is that we're kind of a lower class show. Mm-hmm. We show like how like regular people live.
Yes.
Because,
it's not like that, you know,
the boom times are over.
Sitcom fantasy where everybody's got a whole bunch of money and they can do whatever they want.
Yeah. Of course, if it gets too bad, they're just going to come down with those, you know, the sort of swimming pool stuff, big extravaganza, sort of, you know, showgirls kind of thing. But, you know, when we did the spirit board last time, it did say people wouldn't realize that the depression was upon them.
Of course they're not. Because a lot of people still believe in the propaganda that they hear on TV. It's almost like if they're watching rich people have a good time on TV, then they think they're rich.
Yeah. It's a sad, sad world.
Okay, so got some
Wasn't there some political stuff we were supposed to talk about?
Oh, fuck, I don't know. There's always some political stuff to talk about.
We complained about the TV.
Yeah, we talked about that. We talked about our new idea.
We haven't talked about all the lookalikes that are popping up that are very similar to Cola Sisters.
Oh, yes. There was an article in the paper. I will not say which one. But it was about these middle-aged ladies that's doing this podcast. And there are these two outrageous Texas sisters that do crazy things. And there was a whole article in the paper about it. And they're just a podcast. They ain't even on regular TV like we are. But, like, you know, they get a full article.
They had a full production team with, you know, real, sound people and stuff.
Yeah.
That is how outrageous the man's scam is gone. Mm-hmm. It's like, you can't actually get a real job that's, satisfying and fulfilling.
No, because it's all slave labor.
Right. It's like, there are no good jobs to get. Mm-hmm. I don't care how many degrees you get. There's not, good jobs. It's all just some fronting for the man while he churns his money on the horse races.
Yeah.
It's all just for show, and it's the same thing in China and Russia. It's all just scams, you know?
Yeah.
Running scams on old people because they get their government check. Mm-hmm. You know, it's always been the same bullshit.
Okay, so I am going to add some red onion to this and some lemon juice, and then I will be pretty much done. A little salt and garlic. I mean, I think I'm going to put some garlic salt in there. You could chop up a whole thing of garlic if you wanted to and yank it in, but garlic salt works just as well for this. And a little pepper, and then that'll be done.
Can you grow that shit in the desert?
What?
I mean, I don't know, but it looks like in the photos that most of the Middle East is just desert.
It is desert.
Did it used to be something else?
I think at one time
what?
it was green and verdant, you know, but either over farming or a change in the Earth's
Climate.
atmosphere is just, you know, it's different now. That's why they's all fighting over water and stuff.
I just don't know why they don't just move to South America and, you know, just evolve. Just change. Just stop gigs. Oh, I forgot. It's because the oil is there.
Yeah, well, you know, the oil is a valuable monetary resource. People want to buy that.
It's fuel.
Okay, I got my... And I'm putting my hand over this just to catch the seeds. And if you was fancy, you could maybe use a strainer or something, but... You know, I'm just from the trailer park, so.
You know, people do ask me, like at work, they're like, why don't you use an appliance to do that? Why did you do it that way? Mm-hmm. Because there might be some day when it costs you too much money to run your small appliance.
Right.
I mean, the man came up with those small appliances to keep some really smart engineer person busy.
Right, and it's also to sell you.
So you'd
some
use
shit
more,
you don't actually need.
and you'd use more energy over time.
Because you don't have time, like, to actually chop it up yourself because you're too busy slaving away for the man.
And you're running as the red on the wheel.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, there'll be a time when people don't make enough money to where they're like, well, I don't give a fuck. I don't make enough money to justify following all these goddamn rules.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be an outlaw. Mm-hmm. And, you know, that's when I guess the man has to come in with his tasers and tase you and shoot you and write up a story about it.
Okay, so I
have noticed a bunch of NASA people is dying all of a sudden. That's usually a precursor to
NASA is full
something.
of spooks, you know.
Yes.
As you know.
Almost all spooks.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and the scientists, they put them on some kind of crazy shit.
Some kind of drugs.
Drugs.
Control, programming.
They make them watch those videos.
Yeah. You know, and they're dealing with people who was outcasts as kids, too, for the most part. So they have his self-esteem issues. So they're looking for somebody to give them validation.
And that's what a job does.
Right. Praise and validation and a feeling of accomplishment. If you're, you know.
Yeah.
So you do just about anything you get told to do. I ain't saying all scientists is that way. I'm just saying that's probably why, you know, a lot of shit got invented that shouldn't have been invented because it's bad.
And they'll lie, too.
Right.
And if they don't lie, well, they'll just die. You know, their wife will kill other kids or whatever. You know, it's just the mob. It's like, well, we can always threaten them with violence.
Yes. Cause
works really good.
Right.
People are really scared of, like, things blowing up, you know, sirens.
Yeah, we're conditioned to be afraid.
Yeah.
I think they use a certain pitch of the siren, like the way that it sounds, like musically.
Oh, yeah.
It must be researched to tap into your fear center, you know.
Oh, it is. It is. It's all about sound.
Because every time I hear it, you know, I'm like, oh God, you know, it's just, it kind of gets you in the back.